Welcome to the Motivate Her Podcast. I'm Chantanell Carmichael Grayer, your host and owner of Motivational Journal Living. Remember to subscribe somewhere here, around here. Subscribe, share it with your friends. Follow me on social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, Motivational Journal Living. And also let me know you were here on my webpage, www.motivationaljl.com. Today, we're talking about God said go, thus the shirt. Listen, getting here to this point was overcoming fear, overcoming inconsistency, overcoming self-doubt, because I didn't think that I was worthy or that I could do this. I said it in a couple of episodes before that I didn't think my voice was something that I liked to hear. So would anybody else really want to hear it? So the producer can tell you we started, we stopped, we started, we stopped. I found a location. It wasn't the perfect location. All of these different things that kept me from getting from there to here. And the reason why I wanted to wear the shirt, God said go, was because I had to do the assignment. And if I didn't, then I wasn't being obedient to what I know God said to me. And maybe this will help someone. Of course, we see that all the time on social media, somebody writing on a video. Maybe this will help somebody. Maybe this will help somebody because doing this has been more gratifying for my spirit than anything else. I know that I have something to say. I know that I have something to give, but the enemy in that whisper voice has been like, is somebody really going to watch this? Is somebody really going to listen? Is somebody really going to be engaged by what I have to say? And the answer to that is yes. Somebody is going to listen to this. So if you're listening to this in another country, thank you. If you're listening to this in this country, thank you. I know one person who's going to listen. That's my mom. Thank you, Mom. For listening and supporting. You know, support is a verb. That is going to be a topic that we'll talk about, supporting one another. But self-support, believing in oneself is equally as important. I believe that God gave me the ability to speak something and to help encourage somebody. Thus, motivational journal living, motivating someone to do something that you may not have thought possible. This was possible, but for me in the beginning, it seemed impossible. Like, who gonna listen to me? To me, my voice is the ugliest. Like, it sounds husky, manly, yet feminine, yet all over the place. But listen, I'm here. I'm here because I heard God say, do this podcast almost 4 years ago. And I heard God say the Motivate Her podcast, to motivate women to do something that you probably never would do, to motivate to dig deep into topics that you may not want to dig deep into, motivated to vote. This is the season to do it, not just in the national election, but local elections. Motivated to journal, motivated to know more about your health, motivated to be a better sister friend, motivated in your self-worth, motivated in knowing what is perfect, the difference between being perfect and pushing through. Motivated in knowing that just you are perfect how you are made, and body image is important. There are so many topics that I want to talk about. There are so many topics that I'm going to talk about. In season 1, we talked about being motivated to know the difference in prayer and fasting and meditation, motivated in knowing your boundaries, motivated in your finances. There are things that we each should be motivated to do. Motivated to travel. Can I give it up for the ladies that want to travel and are saying, I just don't know where to start? We're going to talk about those things. But more importantly, I just wanted to take the time to celebrate, as Snoop said, I want to thank me. I want to celebrate me getting out of my head and saying, I can do this. I want to thank my producer for saying, you can do this. We're going to do it. And we are doing it because God said, do something, and I'm doing it. God said, do more than what you think you can do. That's the push. That's the press. And that is what the Motivate Her podcast is right now. We are producing a fabulous show that'll be heard around the world, and that this voice that I didn't think was worthy of being heard is now being heard somewhere. So please, if you are not from the continental US and you're hearing my voice and you're listening to the Motivate Her podcast, make sure you follow, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, make sure you get that little ding bell that lets you know that a new episode is on, because there are more episodes coming. But I just wanted to take the time to encourage somebody. Listen, do the hard thing. Do the thing that you don't think is able to be done. Because listen, season 1, I did it all by myself. And listen, I'm going to tell the truth. It was a hot mess. It was no microphones. It was talking through the computer. You heard the AC. You heard everything that you didn't need to hear. But I prayed about it. And I said, God, please send help. And listen, I now have a producer that is producing the Motivate Her podcast. And for that, lets me know that when God gives you something, he will also give you provision. So don't count yourself out. Because if I would have counted myself out, all of that equipment that I was buying on Amazon, piecing together because I was watching a YouTube video on how to piece together a podcast, y'all go back and listen to season 1. Content is good, but I couldn't get past, this is a hot mess. And now it is not going to be a hot mess. Now it will have excellence on it. Now it will have content that I can be proud of. Not that I wasn't proud of the content before, but it's where I want it to go. And it has vision. It had legs. It now has vision, and it now has legs. It's like, what is that? I can't say the drink, but it gives you wings. This podcast now has wings. So I want to encourage you to continue to follow me. We're going to have some great topics. Let me know you were here. Let me know you're engaged. And the journal prompt. Before we get to the journal prompt, so let's talk about the Motivate Her podcast. Let's talk about it. We are talking about everything. We're talking about friendship. We're talking about grief. We're talking about health and wellness. We are talking about voting. We are talking about, of course, journaling. We're talking about body image. We're talking about, listen, everything is not going to be perfect, but showing up for yourself. We're talking about feeling good about oneself, even in the midst of tough times, because life be lifing, but that doesn't mean you give up. We're going to be talking about how you show up for yourself. That's what this is, showing up for yourself. Because a lot of times we want people to show up for us, and we don't show up for ourselves. You want me to talk about, very much so, friendship in and outside of ministry. So maybe we'll talk about that. Because not all my friends are saved. Like all my friends don't go to church with me. But that's a whole episode by itself. We'll talk about your career goals and how sometimes you get stuck and you don't want to be stuck. And how do you unstuck yourself? But finding people to help you. You know, I want to talk about, probably not this season, but also about mentorship and the importance of having a mentor and the importance of mentoring somebody else, and also being able to focus, clarity of thought. You know, mental health is very, very important. Also, when is self-care a thing? You know, that's the buzzword, self-care and peace. If I see somebody else said, I'm reclaiming my peace, I'm going to be in peace. I'm not in pieces. I'm searching for my peace. Don't interrupt my peace. But are we really operating in peace? What is self-care for real? See, self-care for me is turning off my phone, getting to the spa, and enjoying where I am in my life? And can we celebrate where we are? Sometimes we're not celebrating where we are. I am a victim of that. I could not celebrate where I am, the accomplishments, because I was so focused on the goal that I didn't take into account the right now. That I'm better than I was a year ago. I'm better than I was a couple of days ago. Can I just be honest? But I'm better because I put the work in. What does the work look like? And that's the thing I also want to talk about in these podcasts. What does the work look like? We often talk about the end, but we don't talk about the work. Like, I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire and pay $39.99 for this, and you got nothing. So let's talk about getting something out of the process that makes us worthy of where we want to go. Go ahead.
Why is the podcast called Motivate Her? Why do you think that motivating women is important?
Because I'm a woman and I needed to be motivated. And it's a play off of motivational journal living. So, but I think every woman needs some motivation. We need some encouragement. We need some steps on how to get to where we need to go. I said recently, sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves, but sometimes we don't encourage each other. We don't. A friend of mine said, because I said to her, I'm proud of you, that helped her look at things different. We all need to hear you doing good. So somebody needs to be motivated to travel. How do you have a passport and you've never gone anywhere? You get a passport to go somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to be motivated. We need to be encouraged. We need to bring these things to the forefront. And that's what's important.
Last question
Okay.
for this intro episode. What are you hoping this podcast does for other people?
I'm hoping that someone gets on a plane, that someone votes, someone changes their eating habits, someone starts walking, someone decides I'm going to journal, someone realizes that I'm not perfect, but I am searching, that I'm going to get to where I need to get to, that somebody gets beyond the stigma of how to grieve, when to grieve, how to stop grieving, that being fearfully and wonderfully made does not mean I have to be a size 12 or a size 8 and 5'5" or whatever the American standard is, that they get some reality check for themselves, but get some authenticity for themselves. That's the word of the day, authenticity. Yeah. This is the last question. Is this really the last question? Okay. Okay.
Now that you said yes to God saying go,
Mm-hmm.
how does that make you feel?
I feel so good. I feel free. I feel liberated. I don't feel tied up. I felt like I know I need to do it. I want to do it. I think I know how to do it, but I want it to look this way. And right now, I really don't really care how it looks. I just want somebody to see it. That's your job. So I need to get out your lane, right? So I'm out of your lane now, and I'm staying in mine. And I'm just glad that I'm here. I'm just glad that I'm here. And I want to keep saying it. I'm just glad that I'm here. Because I know where I would like to see this going. And so I'm going to keep pushing that I see it there. Of course, I want to be monetized. Of course, I want to be able to have a little area at Essence where we're having a conversation about these conversations that are surrounding us, where we're also talking about women's health. We're talking about infant mortality, infant morbidity, where we're talking about women of a certain age who aren't mothers but are still mothers, that the stigma goes. So there are different topics that I want to talk about and do it in a way where there's some dignity with it. You know what I'm saying? That not everything bad has to be scarring, or what we perceive as bad as a scar, but some things can be our badge. We are going to win. And that's the thing that I want to say. We can win, even in the little things.
And I think just to your point with that, also we can do it without making it an idol.
Jerry, how many more topics are you just going to give me?
I mean, this is my job though.
Okay.
It's my job to make you think. It's
Yeah.
my job to give you a different perspective.
Yeah.
It's my job to make you look good on camera.
I
All of that
hope
good
I look
stuff.
good. I hope I
You
look
look
good.
good.
Shout out to Asia and Virgil who keep this hair amazing. But yeah, I just want to be, not for the cliche, I want to be at peace with the goal. I want to be at peace with the vision, and that we see it succeed in excellence, because excellence is a real thing, but not to the point that we are so consumed with excellence that it becomes overwhelming.
So if you're consumed with excellence, that's going into perfectionism.
And we've talked about that.
We have talked about that because podcast is excellence. I always say, your content doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done with excellence because there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Like, I don't care who's watching. This podcast is never going to be perfect. There's always going to be something that can be better about it. But what I can say is it will be done with excellence.
Absolutely.
The audio's going to sound good. Picture's going to sound good.
Absolutely.
We're gonna rock it out, right?
Right.
It's just not gonna be perfect because neither one of us are perfect.
No.
So yeah, that's it.
So that's it.
All right. How can people connect with you? I know you said that at the beginning, but say it again.
You can connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at Motivational Journal Living. You can connect with me on my website, www.motivationaljl.com. And you can subscribe down here at the bottom or somewhere up top where Jerry will put it, at the bottom. And make sure you share it with, as many people as you can. And whoever that is that's seeing me in Paris, send me a ticket. We will do a show with you. That is my dream trip, Paris and Bali. So let's go. Thank you for joining, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode.